Have you ever wished you could eavesdrop on a conversation with a millionaire? My name is Michelle Thompson. I'm a retired project controls engineer and business professor, and that's exactly what I'm going to do in this podcast. I get to ask the questions that everyone else wishes they could. I'm going to find out exactly how they were able to build their empires through automation and outsourcing. And I'm going to break it down in a way that helps you build your business to run on autopilot. Don't miss out on Automate to Dominate.
From author Donnie Bovine comes the book, How to Be a Success Champion, available on Amazon. After years of living other people's dreams, author Donnie Bovine decided to jump out on his own and start a business, thinking it would be easy. Instead, he had a rude awakening and quickly understood that he had spent 20 years being an employee and had no idea how to be a business owner. His business was tanking, and he was on the brink of losing everything when he decided to fight for business freedom. In this must-read and life-changing book, author Donnie Bovine shares with readers his story intermingled with lessons learned from his mistakes and his failures. In How to Be a Success Champion, you will find advice the author received from mentors and how he went from zero to a six-figure business. The author walks you through the steps of how to get out of your own way, how to play the game of business and win, find your strengths, how to network effectively, how to build a personal brand, how to create champions for your business, how to get great at sales, how to take complete ownership of you and your business. How to Be a Success Champion from author Donnie Bovine, available on Amazon in both Kindle and paperback editions. Order your copy right now.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Automate to Dominate. Today, we have Tim Soulo from Ahrefs with us, and he is going to unpack the crazy world of SEO for us, because those of us that are just regular business owners, we know it's important, but we have no idea how to use this incredibly powerful tool. So I thought, let's ask Tim. Tim, welcome to the show.
Thanks a lot for having me.
So tell us a little bit about your background and how you ended up at Ahrefs.
That's a good question. That would be a really long story, actually. So to try to condense it super short, I was doing SEO back in Ukraine. I got like a classic entry-level SEO job, was reading Mo's blog, watching Whiteboard Fridays, and I kind of enjoyed this profession. Ranking stuff in Google, creating content. So I created my own blog about blogging, what a lot of like internet marketers do. They teach internet marketing to others. And I was quite prolific in creating content online, publishing guest posts for other blogs. And this is how Dmitry, the CEO and founder of Ahrefs, noticed me. And he thought that I might be a good marketer for Ahrefs, so he reached out to me and invited me to come to Singapore and be in charge of marketing for Ahrefs. So that's the short story.
Awesome. So yes, you are all things marketing for them. So what about like how? Let me think how I want to word this. So when I first started doing SEO, I did the exact same thing. So I have a blog, and I have a bunch of blog posts on my keywords. And to be real honest, when I first started, I looked at Ahrefs and I was so intimidated because there were so many buttons. And to this day, actually, Spencer Meekum and I were actually laughing about this, because for him, it's like super simple. It's like intuitive. He just uses it. But for me, I'm like, oh my gosh, like there's so many buttons. So I actually used like Longtail Pro, just because it had a little bit of a simpler interface. But I know that Ahrefs is like so much more powerful, but I don't know how to use it. So, and I know I'm not the only one who thinks this. So how do I get over the hump and tell me everything that Ahrefs can do that's super powerful, that can really help me with my blog, with like finding keywords for my podcast, finding keywords for, if I'm doing Facebook ads or target marketing, for those of us in the audience who maybe might be new to this, can you help us out?
Yeah, so first of all, I'm pretty sure that out of all SEO tools that exist in the market today, Ahrefs is the easiest one to learn. And the
Okay.
reason for that is the amount of educational materials that we have created over the years. So
And
we have our blog, and whatever like SEO issue or like SEO question you have, like do you want to do link building, do you want to do keyword research, do you want to audit your website, we have an article about that, and that article specifically shows you how to do that stuff with Ahrefs tools, reports, and features. So we actually educate you. Other than that, I think it was 2 years ago that we started investing a lot more effort into our YouTube channel. And on YouTube, if you search for Ahrefs, you'll find a ton of tutorials, again, on any like imaginable topic related to SEO, like how to get backlinks, how to do keyword research, how to optimize your pages. Everything is covered in easy to follow, pretty engaging videos on YouTube, which are free. So actually, we're now updating the design and copy of our homepage at ahrefs.com. And I think we would be the first tool that on their homepage says, don't sign up for our trial until you learn how to use Ahrefs, because we have so many educational materials. So go to our blog, go to our YouTube channel, like watch the tutorials that are relevant to the issue that you have or the problem that you're trying to solve. See like with your own eyes or like with screenshots how Ahrefs will help you, and then sign up for a trial and do this. So I think we have an advantage in the market because of how many educational materials we have created.
wow, I honestly didn't know that. I had no clue. And inside of Longtail Pro, they kind of have like this like little university, and it was right there. So I didn't even think to look, anywhere else on YouTube. I should have, right? I should have thought to think on YouTube, but I didn't. So for those of us who are maybe new to the SEO game, um, help them understand the power and importance of backlinks, and importantly, tell us the difference between a really good backlink that's like a white hat backlink and a really crappy black hat backlink.
Yeah, it's very easy to explain. And for that, I will tell the story of how Google was born. So basically, the founders of Google, Sergey Brin and Larry Page, they were studying at university, and they were doing, I think it was their diploma or something. And they discovered that they could rank scientific works by the amount of references they have to other scientific works. So if some scientific paper had many references from other papers, it meant that it is influential, that it has like a lot of weight, I don't know, in physics or mathematics, if everyone is referencing their work and building their work on top of that scientific paper. So what they thought is we can apply the same principle to internet, and we can look at which pages get references from other pages, and if they get more references than other pages on the same topic, they must be more important. So this is basically the core principle of Google. They look at how many backlinks from other pages your page has, and the more backlinks it has, the more trustworthy it is, the more weight it has in the eyes of Google and all that. So the difference between a lousy backlink and a super powerful backlink that will help you rank is the same as the difference between scientific work that no one cares about and scientific work that gives you Nobel Prize, and at the same time it references some other scientific work that it was built on top of. So that's basically the thing. Black hat links are the ones that are easy to get, the ones from fake websites that are created purely for the purpose of linking out. And good links that will move your ranking forward are the links from websites that have authority themselves, that a lot of people visit to get information from. And if this website feels safe to link to you, to give you as a resource for their readers, it would be a good link for you.
So how do we get a good company to backlink? Like how does that work? How do you get a good white hat backlink?
Again, we go back to scientific papers. How do you get like references from all other scientific papers? Do something worth referencing. Do something that would help people. Do something that people want to talk about. Do something that would change the lives of people. That's basically the general answer to your question. And for example, to be more specific, here at Ahrefs, for our own blog, we want our articles to rank well in Google. So we need backlinks ourselves. So what we discovered is that in our industry, what gets us backlinks more than any other types of content is data studies. So whenever we at Ahrefs, we crawl the whole internet. We have a lot of data about what people search for, etc., etc. So we can study this and come up with interesting takeaways that would be interesting to people in our industry. And we discovered that whenever we do a research study, for example, one of them was how long does it take to rank in Google? So what we did, we took the pages that rank in the top 10 search results today, and then we tracked them backwards to see when those pages were created, and we plotted like how much time it took those different pages to rank number one on Google. And we gave like some specific numbers, so it was quite interesting, and we got a ton of links to that research study. So what we discovered is that in our industry, those kind of research studies where we would give people some interesting numbers, some interesting statistics, would give us a lot of links. And the thing is, a lot of people would say that, yeah, data is good, data is interesting, everyone loves looking at data, but you guys, Ahrefs, you are sitting on that huge pile of data, you have a lot of servers, you have like data science people, etc. We have a small business, we don't have a luxury of like crawling big numbers, etc. But the thing is, the data that you analyze doesn't have to be big. I have another example. Back in the days when I was running my personal blog, BloggerJet, I decided to study how much traffic you can get if you write a guest post for other blog. So how much referral traffic, how many people from that other blog that you wrote your guest post for will click on your link and get to your blog. So what I did, I reached out to, I think, 500 bloggers, and they asked for access to their Google Analytics or screenshots from their Google Analytics, or at least like give me the numbers on some of the latest guest posts that they published and how much referral traffic they got to their website. So like half of them didn't even reply, but about 200 people either shared their Google Analytics with me or gave me numbers on a few of their latest guest posts. And with a simple Excel spreadsheet, I was able to put all the numbers in Excel and calculate the average referral traffic from a guest post. And I wasn't a data scientist. I didn't have any fancy software servers or anything like this. I was just thinking kind of creatively about the problem that bloggers have. They write guest articles, but they don't have any traffic. This is what I've noticed myself. And I decided to study it by reaching out to people and asking them this question. I'm sure that in any given business, you can do some sort of this study. You can poll your customers. You can observe the habits of your customers. You can do a ranking of like which products you sell the most, which products you sell the least, or whatever. Publish it as a piece of research. Go publish it on Reddit. Go spread the word about it. Put some money into Facebook ads. And if there is something valuable, if there is something interesting, people in your industry will inevitably link to you because you were the only person who cared to create such a research. Again, back to my example of studying referral traffic. It's been 4 years since I did that experiment with referral traffic from guest articles. In 4 years, no one in the entire world bothered to replicate this experiment.
Really?
Yes, no one. I didn't see anyone would say like it's been 4 years since Tim published this, or even like as an original idea. Maybe they didn't even see my study, but they like would think to themselves, okay, what is the average traffic I can get from like a guest article? Let me study this. No one did in 4 years. So actually, if you do this kind of study, you're putting yourself in, I don't know, 0.001% of people in the industry who actually care to create this kind of content.
So let's say, let's talk about keywords, right? So we know what to write our article about. I specifically target long tail keywords, right? Because I'm in a pretty competitive niche, and so there's just no way I'm going to rank for non long tail keywords, right? So how do we use Ahrefs to be able to pick which ones are like the golden long tail keywords that we, the small people, can rank for, and be able to provide that amazing content to be able to get those good backlinks?
Well, the best feature for that, in my opinion, is taking the websites of your competitors, putting them into Ahrefs, and going to a report called Top Pages, which basically ranks all pages of their website by the amount of traffic they get. And if you have a small website, it's not yet established, you don't have enough backlinks to compete with the big guys, just scroll down to see like the pages that don't bring them a lot of traffic, and see what kind of topics those pages are about, and see like then what you need to do is take that keyword, put it into our Keywords Explorer tool, because we'll pull the top 10 ranking results for this keyword, and it will show you how many backlinks the top 10 ranking results have. So the less backlinks the top ranking results have, the easier it would be for you to rank, because you don't need any backlinks to rank. And we have a metric for this. It's called keyword difficulty. It's a score from 0 to 100, and it basically represents how many backlinks you'll need to rank. So the more backlinks you'll need to rank, the closer it would be to 100. If you need 0 backlinks to rank, if all the top ranking results have 0 backlinks, then keyword difficulty would be 0. So yeah, analyze websites of your competitors. They have probably published a lot of content already. See what topics are low in competition, have low competition, and replicate those topics on your website. This is like the easiest way to find content ideas that you can rank for.
So as a general rule of thumb, is somebody looking for a score of under 30 to maybe target that keyword to be able to write a really solid educational blog post about?
Yeah, that's the thing. There is no specific score that you should target, because it entirely depends on your website. So just look at, score is just like a segue to how many backlinks the top ranking pages have. I think for the keyword difficulty of 30, you should have about 40 or 50 backlinks to your page. I like, don't take my word for it, but we have a hint right below the keyword difficulty that says like how many backlinks approximately you're going to need. So it all comes down to your to how many backlinks you can get to your content. If you feel confident that whatever piece of content you publish and promote to your audience, like at least 10 people will link to you to your website, so you're going to get 10 links, then you should be confident in targeting keywords with difficulty that requires you to have 10 links. If you struggle to get even a single backlink to your website, only go for keywords with keyword difficulty 0, because, well, you struggle to get backlinks to your website. That's the thing.
So besides keywords and backlinks, what else can Ahrefs help with research side to kind of almost automate it and make it a lot easier for us digging through all that data?
That's a good question, and it would be better answered if people would just really go to our YouTube channel and like explore different topics that are interesting to them. Because again, at the end of the day, everyone has different resources. Someone has like 5 copywriters on their team, another person just running in their entire business on their own. So there's no like one size fits all feature that I would recommend. But essentially, it all really comes down to picking the right keyword, creating the piece of content that would be somehow unique. Because if your piece of content is not unique in any way, if you're not offering some first-hand experience or some interesting data or some interesting experiment, there is no reason for people to link to your article, because your article is the same as any other article on the same topic. So you have to offer something unique if you want people to link to you from your website. And actually, if you want people to tweet about your content and share it with friends too. Because if your article just says the same thing that many other articles on the same topic are saying, no one will bother to send it to their friend. But if all of a sudden you talk about the same topic as everyone else, but you have some unique perspective, unique numbers, or unique experiment. For example, I often reference that article where someone decided to eat in McDonald's exclusively for 30 days and
Oh
was
yeah.
checking like their like health, their weight, etc. This is like a simple experiment that anyone can do. Like look for things related to your business that you can turn into an experiment, write an article about this. And even if your article is on a broader topic, for example, if your article is about health, this kind of experiment can be integrated in an article about health or losing weight or whatever, and it makes this article unique. So yeah, keywords and backlinks are kind of easy to understand. That like it's easy to pick a keyword. It's not as easy to create a piece of great content.
Right.
And then it's even harder to get backlinks, especially if your piece of content is not worthy of a backlink. So it all like one thing goes on top of the other. You pick a keyword, then you need to create the kind of piece of content that people would link to. Because if you won't, you will struggle with backlinks. But if you will offer something unique, people will link to you naturally. And getting backlinks basically comes down to letting as many people in your industry as possible about your piece of content. And it again goes back to the piece of content, because if it's not interesting, people will only get irritated that you're like bothering them with your piece of content. But if you're offering something unique, they will be grateful. They will say, thank you, I didn't know this.
Yep, and it's so true. Actually, my mentor, Ian Pribble, he talks about the concept of inch wide, mile deep. So there's so many like surface crappy articles out there, and he's like, if you would just take a keyword and really dive down and write the absolute 100% best content on the internet for that specific keyword, and make sure that it's valuable to your audience. You're not just trying to keyword stuff, you're actually providing value for your content, and then you pass it out. It's almost automatic. It's amazing how, you know, good content, good writing really solves a world of problems when you focus on, you know, just this wide but really really deep, and just cover it as better than exactly what you're saying, covering it better than anyone else has on the internet before, and from a very unique angle. So that's awesome.
I like this quote by Ryan Holiday that I picked up from the book Perennial Seller. He says, promotion is not how things are made great, only how they are heard about. So a lot of people do a mistake. They publish a lousy piece of content and then they struggle. How do I promote it? How do I get people to read it? How do I get backlinks to it? No. You first create the kind of content that people would want to read, that people would want to link to. And then you think about how do I promote this amazing piece of content? And then all of a sudden, it's not even a question, how do I promote that piece of content?
Yeah, it almost turns viral, right? Because once
Yeah.
people realize how valuable it is, you know, they just pass it on. So for somebody who doesn't understand the power of SEO, right? This podcast is kind of all about building multiple streams of income. And so one of the ways that we build a multiple stream of income is through a blog post, right? And so through blogging and things like that. So how does picking awesome keywords and writing amazing content turn into passive income?
Amazing question. I'm glad you asked it, because the entire Ahrefs company is an example of how SEO helps your business grow. Because we, like the entire Ahrefs team is about 50 people, 50. And in 2018, we don't disclose our revenues publicly, but in 2018, our CEO and founder Dmitry tweeted that we have crossed 40 million in annual recurring revenue. So that was 2019.
Wow.
So you can estimate that as of today, we have like in SaaS, there's a metric average revenue per employee. So we're in the ballpark of 1 million per employee.
Wow.
And yeah, we don't have sales team. We don't have like people who would like account managers or anything like that. With 50 people, we don't have any sales team. And even the entire marketing team is like 10 or 11 people. I don't remember exactly. And the reason why we were able to do this is because we were investing in SEO. Because instead of, running ads to bring people to our website, instead of doing sales calls to persuade those people to sign up for Ahrefs, instead of having like customer support or success team that would do demos and that would show people and educate them how to use our software. People educate themselves because they search in Google for SEO related issues. They discover our blog, they educate themselves by reading our articles, and they sign up for the software like no touch, self-serve, without us having to do anything. And as far as I know, we're the only company in our space. So there's Moz, there's SEMrush, there are other companies, and all of them have sales team, because they have to like do calls with customers, show them how to use it, persuade them to buy, etc., etc. We are the only company with 50 people that is growing probably faster than they are. And one of the reasons for that, except for of course like great product, is that we were investing in this passive channel of acquiring customers, which is SEO. I think as of today, our blog is getting 500,000 visitors per month from search alone. So from
Wow.
Google, and
All
these are
organic. That's
all
like,
organic.
for everybody who doesn't understand that, that's 100% free for stuff,
Yes.
for work that's already been done.
Yes, yes. And as we're publishing more articles, the traffic is growing even more. So it's like compounding effects.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, the traffic that we're getting, it's not for some kind of random keywords like how to delete my Instagram account, which a ton of people are searching for, but you wouldn't really convert a person looking for how to delete their Instagram account into Ahrefs. We cover like SEO topics specifically, how to do SEO audit, how to do keyword research, backlinks, broken backlinks, etc., etc. So those like 500,000 people per, or 500,000 visits per month rather, are very targeted to our business. And this is how we are able to educate people, and this is how we are able to make sales without having a sales team. So SEO is amazing for building passive stream of customers. I'm not sure if it's the answer to the problem of creating passive business, because business has like more bells and whistles other than just user acquisition. But you can definitely make your user acquisition passive. Go hang out somewhere on the island, have a month-long vacation, and customers will keep coming to you because your articles rank well in Google.
That is probably the best testimonial for SEO that I've ever heard. Like, that is incredible. And that's what I keep telling myself. Like, I started my blog 2 years ago, and I just slowly keep putting out content, and everything I do is 100% organic. I don't pay for Facebook ads and things like that, because that's what I want to create, those digital assets that last forever.
Yes.
And so that just gave me encouragement to keep going, because sometimes it's hard to keep going when you're like, oh my gosh, okay.
Yeah, well, it definitely takes time, because we didn't build up our traffic to like 500,000 visitors per month in a week. So I've been with Ahrefs for 5 years, and even before me, they started the blog before me. It was running for like a few years before me. So it takes quite a few years to build your authority, to build your reputation, to make sure that whatever topic you write about, you will end up ranking at the page 1 of Google, not necessarily even position 1 in Google. Page 1 is good enough to start getting traffic. So it takes time, but it is definitely worth it, because then you can pretty much rest. You can like switch, do something else. You can work on some other side of your business, and user acquisition and education would be taken care of.
So let's say, somebody's kind of new and they want to start educating themselves, but you guys have so much content out there. What should they start to learn and then slowly build on it?
Well, again, being new to SEO is also relative. So some people know what SEO is, they know about backlinks and keywords, and they still think they're new to SEO. Other people don't even know about backlinks and keywords. So these are like two different points in the journey. So what I would suggest, if people think that Ahrefs could be a good source of education for them, whenever you search for something SEO related in Google or on YouTube, just add Ahrefs, our brand name. And whether we rank like on position number 1 or position number 5 when you search for this keyword without our brand name, we would be on position number 1 with our brand name, and just start consuming our content from the point where you are right now. So if you have no clue about SEO, search for what is SEO, add Ahrefs, and you will inevitably land on our article. If you know about link building a little, but you want to get deeper into it, search for link building Ahrefs, and it works both on YouTube and in Google, because we have videos about this and we have articles about this. So whatever question you have right now about SEO, search for it at Ahrefs. You'll find our tutorials, you'll find our guides, and I like to think that we do a good job of making our content accessible to people. So we don't overcomplicate it with like fancy terms or like things that only experts should know. Yeah, I'm sure that people are going to like our content. So give us a chance, search for whatever question you have about SEO at Ahrefs and give us a chance to educate you. And then you'll see if we are good at educating you or not.
And for everybody who's listening who maybe doesn't know, Ahrefs has this awesome offer where they will give you 7 days for $7. And it's literally A as in Apple, H as in Harry, R as in Ralph, E as in Edward, F as in Frank, S as in Sam.com. So those of you guys who are listening, just go to ahrefs.com. Like Tim said, do a little bit of research beforehand so you know what you're doing when you get into the tool, and then take it for a spin. I've had multiple people tell me, Michelle, you got to get on this tool because this is the one. This is the cream of the crop. So give them a chance. And Tim, if anybody had any questions, what's the best way to try to get a hold of you guys?
We have support chat. So whenever you start Ahrefs trial, or actually whenever you even visit ahrefs.com website, we have a little box pop up with a support representative. So if you have a question, you can always chat with us. Also, if it's more convenient for you, you can even tweet at us. So we have Ahrefs Twitter account. I have my personal Twitter account at Team Soulo. So if people have any questions, we are very responsive. Just tweet at us and we will reply.
Awesome. Thank you so very much. This has been hugely informative. And I know we just scratched the surface, but definitely gave us way more information. All we have to do is just go Google it and, go watch some YouTube videos, and you've empowered us. So thank you very much for your time. Is there anything else that you would like to add?
No, thanks a lot for having me. I enjoyed this conversation and hope it was useful for the listeners.
Oh my gosh, it was amazingly useful. I try really hard to bring the best of the best software to people. And so this was the one that I really wanted to get a hold of and get out to people. So thank you so much for your time. And I hope that you have an amazing, I guess, day. What time is it there?
Yeah, it's 10:35.
Okay. Yeah. So it's like 7:35 at night here. So have a great day.
Thank you. Have a great night.
All right. You too. Thanks, Tim. Take care. Bye. Thank you for tuning in to the Automate to Dominate podcast at www.awesomeoutsourcing.com/podcast. My name is Michelle Thompson. Hey guys, if you absolutely love this show, I would greatly appreciate it if you would head on over to iTunes, subscribe, and leave us a 5-star written review. That would be amazing. And as always, if you guys know somebody who should be listening to this podcast, please don't keep it all to yourself. Share it with your friends.